Gang, excuse me, amazing news, ladies and gentlemen, amazing news. Uh, we have Bitcoin making moves, we have gold making moves, and we also have the real estate bubble, guys, the real estate bubble, the housing bubble 2.0. In the next, here's my prediction: in the next 6 to 18 months, we're going to see price decreases on real estate in America across the board. There are going to be sectors that may not be as affected as much, but there are going to be many sectors that are going to be affected, like Las Vegas, which has already been affected more than any other state. So, my prediction in real estate is in the next 6 to 18 months, we're going to see major price cuts, assuming that they open the court system and they're going to allow the evictions and foreclosures to happen, guys. Okay, so welcome in. Thanks for joining. A couple of news. Make sure you join my Facebook real estate discussion. It's totally for free. Go to community.mrnofluff.com. We talk about all kinds of stuff there. It's totally for free. Again, join the real estate discussions on Facebook group. Go to community.mrnofluff.com and join. It's totally for free. The other thing I wanted to talk about before we dive into the news today is about my Abundance Club, guys. My Abundance Club, you can join right now. We meet every week. I answer your questions. I bring you economic updates, and we talk about real estate entrepreneurship, gold, cryptocurrencies, everything you can imagine, all just for $1, guys. Right now, you can join the Abundance Club. We meet every Saturday right from your computer. You don't have to drive anywhere for just $1. After that, it's just $97 a month if you like to stick around. There's no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Go check it out. Go to abundance.mrnofluff.com, abundance.mrnofluff.com, or just go to My Real Estate Dojo. All the information is there, guys. Okay. So now let's talk about gold, because today, if you want to buy gold, if you go to the coin store, to your local coin store, for the Buffalo coin, you're going to pay 1,900 plus. Okay, 1,900 plus. Now, if you look at the spot price of gold, you're looking at it at 1,800. It just passed the 1,800, but there is a derailing. There's a delusion. The spot price, which is controlled by bankers and through paper money, and the real actual cost if you went to a gold store to buy it. I don't care if you're going to online, which is going to be a lot cheaper than if you go to a local store, but on the online, you can buy a gold Buffalo coin, right, for 1,900 plus, right? Even though the spot price is only 1,800, and this is where the shammy is happening. This is where you realize that the bankers to the paper, they manipulate the spot price just like they're manipulating the stock market, because no matter what you see in the market, millions of people lost their jobs, millions of people in forbearance, millions of people, guess what, not working. You can see top car manufacturers like Honda 40% down, Nissan 40% down. I'm sorry, Honda was like, I think, believe like 25 or 35. I can't remember, but Nissan was down 40% just in just the last months of transaction. But we're seeing stock markets go up, and you got to be a fool, in my opinion. It's not financial advice to believe the stock market. And the truth is, if you look at the stock market or the spot price of gold versus what you're going to end up paying for at the real store, you can see that there's $1,000 difference, right? There's almost $1,000 difference in there. And, if I'm not mistaken, you got to go check it out. I'm freestyling. All right. So now the other thing I wanted to let you know about gold is that, guys, I got into gold back in 2016 when it was 1,100 bucks. It had just gone up and it had dropped, and I could see, I had foresight that I could see that we're going to have a massive crash in the stock market. We're also going to have a massive crash in the real estate market. We've seen the first leg of the stock market happen, but there's more coming, in my opinion, not financial advice. We're going to see massive bleeding. And we're also going to see the same thing happen into the real estate. Meanwhile, gold to shoot up. That's why I got out of real estate in 2016. I made tons of videos on my YouTube channel saying you got to be crazy to be a real estate investor right now. You got to be crazy to save money, because if you're saving money in the bank, they're going to be printing money very, very soon. And guess what? Right now, the Fed, the central bankers, are printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So what that means is that instead of me having my money in the bank, for example, which I would lose money because of inflation because of so much money, I actually parked my money into gold, and it went up. It has almost doubled. So I didn't have to do anything. I just had to chill back, put my money into what I, in my heart of hearts, that told me this is the right move back in 2016, not 6 months ago or a year ago. Everyone's talking about it now. Even Dalio was talking about it, which I respect the guy, but I was way ahead of that gentleman, and I said that gold was the play. And guys, boom! Today at the spot price, we're seeing $1,800 spot. At the real store, you're going to be paying almost $2,000 to get an ounce of gold. And boy, did I nail it back in 2016, guys! I know I got a lot of hate for it. Everyone's talking shit about it because when everyone was thinking this way, I was thinking the other way. And when if you want to think the other way, you better be willing to take the heat, take the hate, because everyone's going to hate on you because you're thinking different than everyone else. And even when it comes true, like right now, I nailed it. There's still going to be a lot of haters talking, but hey, guess what? I don't give a fuck, right? I made my moves. Now gold's going to go up. Then I'm going to take my gold out and buy real estate, because guess what? Real estate's going to be coming down. Now let's talk about real estate. Okay, what's happening in real estate? Well, depends who you listen to, right? If you listen to the majority NBC, of all those guys that are controlled by a few richest families in America, then you're going to believe that the market's going to come back. We're going to have a U-shaped recovery. But if you listen to my channel, you already know that we're going to have major price reductions in real estate, and a lot of people are going to get burned. A lot of real estate agents are already got burned. They got to quit their jobs and now go back to getting a full-time job because it's hard to be a real estate agent right now. People are now listing, right? You're going to see a lot of fix and flippers got burnt or will be getting burnt. You're seeing a lot of people that were leveraged. There's some of these people on YouTube channel that have millions of followers, but they were making interest only payments, right? They didn't understand that there's a cyclical aspect of what's going on. They didn't understand that, hey, with all this massive printing of money, with all this endless wars, with all this tariffs, with us sanctioning everyone, there's going to be major consequences paid in America, the livelihood of us. With us outsourcing everything to China, well, we don't produce anything anymore. So people didn't understand that aspect, right? Because everyone was driving a car that they didn't own, right? Majority of people bought homes that they shouldn't have bought because they couldn't really afford it. And the only reason they were able to afford it because they loosened the lending, right? They changed the debt to income ratio. And I brought it to you on my YouTube channel. They changed so much regulation to allow everyone to borrow, to keep pushing the assets up while they're printing money. Because when they print money, the central bankers, when they print money, when the Fed prints money, what it does is inflate assets. It's just simple, right? So if you have a home, for example, in Vegas or in Colorado, in just 10 years, right, your home freaking doubled in price. Okay, I mean that's crazy, right? In just 10 years. So if you had a $400,000 home, now your home is worth 800,000. If you had a $200,000 home, now it's worth 400. And in majority of areas in Vegas and Colorado, it just doubled. Well, that sounds, I mean, I'm a real estate guy and I like that idea, but I know it's abnormal growth, right? It's just too much. So the printing of money has caused asset inflation. Is splitting, you know, the working class and the middle class from having something into just two gaps, the novelties and the pleasants. And that's what it's heading to. And that's why you're seeing civil unrest in America. You saw civil unrest in other countries like France, the Yellow Vest movements, and so on, because all this printing of money only creates poverty. And that's why the founding forefathers didn't want central bankers. But that's a different story. I'm not going to get into that. But going back to real estate, I mean, you got to be a fool to believe the statistics they show you on TV when millions of people don't have jobs, right? Their jobs have disappeared. Like, think about it. Like, if you're a restaurant, if you're a bar, if you're a personal trainer, if you own a gym, you know, if you have a store in the mall, I mean, like, who goes to the mall these days, right? I mean, so if you look at that, you know there's going to be severe pain coming. And majority of these people, okay, own real estate because Big Brother, through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, are subsidizing people to get homes, and they're willing to do highly leveraged lending, which is like you only have to come up with 3% down, right? 97% leverage. So many of these people own these properties, and now they lost their jobs. they're losing their businesses, and eventually the gravy train will end. Eventually the forbearance program will end. Eventually the uh, free money that's being handed out to everyone will end. But what's not going to end is people's debt, right? Or the obligations they sign. What's not going to end is the inflation because of that printing money. So the average person is going to be stuck with no job, right? High inflation and debt that's tied down to um, an asset that was bubbled up by purpose by the Fed, but most people didn't realize it because they liked when it was going up, right? So we're going to be hitting into hard times. Many people are going to lose their homes. Many people are going to be losing their homes, which on the flip side creates a lot of opportunities. One of the best opportunities, one of the best time to be alive is right now, right? Because we're having the meltdown of meltdown. We're having a situation where the dollar can collapse because of all the printing of money, sanctions, tariffs, endless wars. And on top of that, you have millions of people in America that don't have jobs. So they're going to be at what's called distress sellers. There's going to be so much distress items, like anything from RVs to motorcycles to real estate. But I like real estate because unlike RVs, you know, they depreciate. Well, real estate many times appreciates, but more importantly, it spits out positive cash flow, right? Because if I buy an RV, if I take someone's RV's payment over, right? Because there's gonna be so many people that have RVs, or some people that have motorcycles, so many people that have whatever, right? And they can't make their payments anymore. If I take over someone's car payments, well, I got to start making the payments. Well, if I take over someone's home, and they become my private bank because I negotiate OPM, other people's mortgages, subject to deal, then I could turn around, take this property, and now have it generating me money versus me paying to the mortgage by just turning it into a rental property or becoming a bank and owner financing it to someone that can get a loan. And instead of now this property taking money away from me, it's going to be putting money into my pocket, unlike the RV, unlike the car. Okay. So on top of that, the car and the RV are going to be depreciating. Plus, I got to put money into it with real estate. When I buy it, if it's not cash flowing, I'm not going to buy it. So it's going to be cash flowing from day one. So it's going to give me positive cash flow, no matter if the market go up or down, instantly. Now, why is it going to give me massive, massive cash flow, unlike any other time in history? Because never before have we had interest rate at almost zero on a 30-year fixed mortgage, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, interest rates is like 2.5. You can get a 2.5 mortgage right now, fixed rate, 30 years, guys. Back in the 1980s, interest rates were 18, 19%. Back in 2006, when I started taking over people's mortgages through OPM strategy that I teach in the Abundance Club, you can join it right now for just $1, guys. You can join it right now just for $1. We meet every week on Saturdays. Um, right from your computer. I'll send you a link for just $1. After that is 97 bucks. I show you how to find these deals, how to fund these deals, how to negotiate, everything you need to know in the Abundance Club for just $1 right now, guys. Okay, at abundance.mrnofluff.com, or just go to My Real Estate Dojo. My Real Estate Dojo. All the information is there. Okay. Now going back to the story, back in 2006, interest rates on some of the mortgages that I took over were like 6%, all the way to 10%. Today, that same property interest rates are going to be at 2%, 0.5, 3%, 4%. Okay. And this is where the massive cash flow comes from, because what the rents are going for are way higher because of why real estate is a hedge against inflation, because not only does the value of it go up because of all the printing they're doing, but the rents go up too. And at this point, rents are going up, right? Tons of motivated sellers out there, ultra low interest rate, and it will create massive positive cash flow. But some people say, well, Mike, well, in San Francisco, rents are coming down. Yeah, I agree with you. I read that article too. in some pockets, when the rents are so going up, then yes, they're going to have to adjust themselves. But in many parts of America, rents have gone up, but they have not gone up like San Francisco has gone up. So, they're going to go up more, just because of printing of money, because your eggs going up, your diapers are going up, everything you can imagine is going up because of printing of money. And that's why I'm totally against the Fed printing money. That's why I am full gold. That's why I love Bitcoin. Now, we're talking about Bitcoin, okay? Let's get into Bitcoin. Guys, it looks like Bitcoin is about to make a move. You saw me making a big mistake, not believing Bitcoin. I told you guys, I didn't believe in it for a long time. But that's the great thing with me, because I'm willing to change my mind. Just because I don't believe in something, I'm still willing to do my research, do my due diligence, okay? So I started doing my due diligence, but I knew that I had missed the boat because, it was going up and up and up, and I didn't want to buy it at that time because it was a crash going to be coming. Because in anything, when prices go up, eventually it's going to come down. That's just how shit works in the humanity world. Okay, from the stocks to gold, Bitcoin, whatever. So I waited for going from 20,000 all the way to 11,000 when I start buying into it, and I bought all the way down to when it was 3,500 bucks, guys. Okay, all that time I accumulated, and now, boom, we're seeing Bitcoins go up, right? And I think, you know we're at the cusp of the bull run, and if not by the next year, 2021. Historically, from what I've seen from the charts, every 4 years we're seeing this, explosion of Bitcoin shooting up. And I think this time, there's a lot of onboard. Right now, you can go to your 7-Eleven, you can go to your CVS, buy Bitcoin. Like the last bull run, it wasn't like that when it hit 20 grand, $19,000, guys. It wasn't like that. Okay, it was so hard to buy Bitcoin. I mean, I remember when I had to buy Bitcoin, I had to like give semen, piss, blood sample to Coinbase, right, and then take my money and transfer it to some other exchange in a different country to buy some of these coins, like Chainlink. I had to do all that hard work to get Chainlink, and guess what? Today I posted on my Facebook, on my YouTube, that I bought it. Right, I bought it at 10 cents, right? And today is like $6 plus. That's like 3,000% plus, more than 3,000, guys. Okay. But it was such a hard work because I had to go get all this information to Coinbase, change my fiat to Bitcoin, go to a different exchange, create an account, move my money there so I can buy some of these shit coins. But some of them, got me 3,000% return, actually more than 3,000, almost 3,800. But I like to just downplay. So that's the potential of cryptocurrencies, guys. It's unbelievable, right? I mean, unbelievable. 3,000% return, 3,800% return, which is unreal, right? Now, I'm not telling you guys to go buy Chainlink, because I wouldn't buy it right now, because now it's on the upside. I bought it when no one wanted to buy it. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I would not buy it, because it's on the up move. But just wanted to share with you how, you know, I invested in something at 10 cents. No one thought it would work, right? And now it's at $6, right? And very, very short period of time. Very, very short period of time. Okay. Uh, and I believe that same thing is going to happen in Bitcoin, right? I got in Bitcoin the next bull run. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where it's going to be. There's people that say it's going to be $1 million. People say it's going to be 100,000. But what I can tell you is that there's only $21 million, 21 million coins. Some of it has already been lost in mine. And a lot of people have lost their coin. I mean, I know I've lost my coin when I first started. I've given money to my sister, to my friends, to my students. A lot of my mentees got Bitcoin with me in my abundance club, in my profit sharing. I introduced it to them. I give them free coins on my own money. And I'm sure a lot of them lost their money. And the amount that I give each other of them, I know that it's going to be worth $1,000 down the road, but a lot of them lost their money, which is totally normal. When you're new to something, you're going to probably lose your private keys, right? Um, or you don't value it because you got it for free. But the point of the story is that, um, there's only 21 million coins. There's billions of people in the world, and when you divide that number into 21, if only like 10% of the population accepts Bitcoin, or only 1% of the population accepts Bitcoin all around the world, from Germany to Canada to France and whatever, then you can see that that value is going to go up significantly, in my opinion. And why do I like Bitcoin, versus all the other shit coins out there? Because, or even any fiat dollars, because I don't like currency because they print the shit out of it, right? They have endless wars. They have all this police brutality. It's just like, man, they just print all this money and they do all whatever they want. And what they don't realize is that me and you and my daddy and my cousins and all your cousins and family members are paying the bill for it secretly without them knowing that they're stealing our life energy because they're printing this money. They're diluting our water. They're diluting our purchasing power. Okay, just like water and Gatorade can be diluted, you have less Gatorade, right? And the same thing is happening. So I like Bitcoin because no country owns it. There's no corporation. There's no McDonald's or Apple's or whoever owns it. There's no one owns it. It's worldwide. Uh, if something costs 100 satoshis, which is the smallest increment of a Bitcoin, a satoshi, then it doesn't matter if you're in China, you're in Russia, you're in Iran, you're in America. You don't even have to fucking speak that other person's language. You know that 100 satoshis means a 100 satoshis to you too, because we're living in a world of globalization. There's a lot of everything I wear, from my shoes to my hat to my phone, hasn't been made here in America. So all these other worlds are just, we're working all together. We need that for world peace. We need that for humanity to prosper, to end all the stupid wars. And to do that, we need to have one currency that everyone understands, right? Because if you try to buy something, or if you have VAs in India and you want to send them money, it's such a pain. You got to go to Western Union. You got to pay them 25% fees. Those guys got to wait forever to get it. Then they got to go somewhere to collect their money. Where I say, hey, pull out your wallet, pull out your Bitcoin. I scan it. I send them their $120 because they work 40 hours a week for me, for just $120. If you want to learn how to do that too, download my VA course, guys. It's a full day course. I teach you how to hire virtual assistants in third world countries and only pay them $120 a month, and let them work 40 hours a week for you for 4 weeks, guys. Okay. So I love Bitcoin. I love gold. And I love real estate. And, what I'm going to do is, once the gold goes up higher, once Bitcoin's going to go up higher, I'm going to liquidate some of those assets and get into real estate, because, real estate is the place, guys. Real estate is the place. It gives you cash flow, which I love, because gold doesn't do that. Um, and cash flow is king. It appreciates, has a lot of tax benefits. But on the other hand, real estate, you have to babysit it, right? You got to let it suck on your nipple, because, it's not like gold or Bitcoin where you just put it in there, or like Chainlink. I put my money in there and I just sit back and I relax and wait for it to go up. Just have to be patient. That's what it's going to require. Foresight, which I do have, action, which I did take, and now I just have to be patient for it to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, and not be in a rush. Now we'll look at the markets. But real estate, if I turn into a rental property, I got to change toilets. I got to fix the AC filter or the AC. I got to deal with vacancies, right? I got to babysit that sucker, right? I got to deal with it. If I turn into a bank and owner finance it, well, then I got to deal with foreclosure, because that guy may not pay. He may lose his business, lose his job, and I got to foreclose it from him. So real estate is time consuming, but it has a lot of more dimensions of benefits. Where, for example, gold and Bitcoin or cryptos, it has just one linear benefit, which is speculation only, right? That the price is going to go up. But real estate will give me positive cash flow if I buy it that way. Um, it gives me tax benefits. It's a hedge against inflation, and it gives me equity if I buy in the right areas, right? Down the line. So it has many different dimensions, but with each dimension comes responsibilities. Where when I have a one dimension idea, where I buy Bitcoin and I believe it's going to go up to 100K, or I believe it's going to go up to 1 million. I don't know when it's going to go up to, right? But I do know it's going to go up, right? And I do believe that that's the future. And I'm voting with my life energy that, hey, I like a separation of state and money, because we have a separation of church and state. Now it's time to have a separation of um, the state and money, because that'll decrease the balance of Big Brother, That'll give us more freedom, more independence, because America is supposed to be independence. Now we're a nation of dependence. We're all dependent on Big Brother's paycheck. Here's your stimulus check. Here's your blah 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 blah. So we're going from independence to dependence, and I like freedom. And freedom requires responsibility plus freedom, right? You can't have freedom without being responsible for your actions. And so there we go, guys. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Click the like button. Don't forget to join the Facebook, the real estate discussions on Facebook group. It's totally for free. Go to community.mrnofluff.com. And don't forget to join the Abundance Club. I only have limited seats. You can try it out for just $1. We meet every Saturday for an hour long. You don't have to buy any extra courses. You can cancel anytime. There's no contracts. There's no commitments. It's monthly. $1. After that, it's $97 for 4 meetings a month. And we meet right through your computer. So no more driving to our REI club where you have to go sit, pay for parking. Here's a sales pitch. There's no sales pitches. I answer your question. I help you be your dreams. And if you have a deal, I might be interested in buying it. So join me. I'll help you find these deals, because 2020, I want to buy deals. 2016, I was out of the real estate. I told everyone publicly, I'm out. 2020 is the time to be a real estate investor for me. I'm not telling you what to do. Do your own due diligence. Peace, guys and gals.